So for those of you who don't know the rules of this sport, the sport of weightlifting, or commonly called Olympic weightlifting, there's really only a few main ones. In the snatch, the bar must move from the ground to overhead in a fully locked out position in one fluid movement. Now, what they allow is catching the bar in a squat position. However, you have to be able to stand fully opened all the way up for it to be a completed rep. So that means knees extended, hips extended, bars overhead under the control of the athlete. Then the judge gives the down signal. In the clean and jerk, the bar is allowed to stop in the front rack position before going into the overhead position where the same rules apply. Those are really the main rules, okay? But there's one rule on top of that in which 99% of all contention lies, and that is the stupid, absolutely idiotic press out rule. The press out rule deals with biomechanics. There are 3 judges, a center and a right side and a left side judge. When they watch the lifter lift, whether it be the snatch or the clean and jerk, the elbows must fully lock out without any pressing motion, and they cannot re-bend and lock out, which is commonly called a press out. Now, that's it, really. That's really all the judges are looking for. They're just looking at your elbows. I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind it. I would say, one, the aesthetic of it, the aesthetic of the lift, and that it's a very clear-cut control over the barbell. And then maybe the danger of, if we allow press outs to occur, the danger of the elbows locking and unlocking. I'm not sure about that. But it could be to delineate the difference between the press and then the clean and jerk. So, or if there was a pressing motion in the snatch, you could see lifters, I guess, catch and then press it out purposefully. Sounds idiotic to me, but that was really the reason why it was implemented in the first place. However, technical advancement hasn't really occurred in a long time. I would say technical advancement in the snatch and the clean and jerk very soon after we got rid of the clean and press. Weightlifting used to be a triad of movements. It was the snatch, the clean and press, and the clean and jerk. They got rid of the press because it really did start to look awful. There's some pictures of guys who are like leaning back really hard. They're also putting, they're bouncing the weight down so that they can press it. It just became too weird of a thing. We didn't really know if they were using their legs or not. We didn't know if there was some level of a jerk involved. So we got rid of that. And after we got rid of that, lifters and countries focused directly on the snatch and the clean and jerk. And that's when we saw the most technical advancements. I don't know how long it took for us to be pretty refined in our technique, but that refined technique would never say to press the bar is some sort of an advantage. So, if an athlete presses a bar, it's a disadvantage to them. If they happen to make the lift, great. Who cares? Just know that they're likely not going to make more than the person who can efficiently not press the bar. So, why do we still have this? Beyond all of that, beyond the stupidity of looking at biomechanics on the completion of a lift, beyond all of that, think about how you change the aspect of the sport that made it the most pure. Here is an Olympic sport that is a pure test of power and strength. There is no greater test of power and strength in the Olympics, not even close. Oh, actually, I would say a second place would be the shot put, discus, any of the throwing events. However, they're not dealing with loads that are even close to ours. Their load is set. You're taking something that is so pure and so objective and turning it completely convoluted and completely objective. So much so that there are now jury members that make sure that the 3 judges made or didn't make the right call that they can overturn. So we have 8 people determining whether a lift is made. If you are watching this for the first time, if you're watching weightlifting because America has a good team, say you're an American, dude, if I walked around, no one knows what weightlifting is as a sport. But they might know who Kate Nye is. They might know who Matty Rogers is. They might know who CJ Cummings is. If they go and they want to watch any of those people lift, and they see a press out and then a jury talking about the lift, that is just an obviously made lift. The bar stopped at the shoulders, went overhead, they held it overhead, and then they dropped the bar. And yet we have to figure out if that's a made lift from 8 people and sit there and watch. I would be confused as shit. What good does this do for a dying sport to have this ridiculous fucking rule? I can't say it enough. It is idiotic. There's a video that Seb just made. He's been making a ton of amazing videos that I've actually watched because I kind of like zoomed through the sessions pretty fast just to like catch up. I don't wake up and watch them live in the morning. I'm sorry, I'm not a psycho.
Should we go get breakfast?
But he did a video on the 76 kilo category, the women's competition. One of the lifters was picked on. 100% was picked on. And you know what? Let's just hear what he has to say about that lifter.
Kim Soo-hyun tried 140 kilos, but this time 2 referees thought they saw a press out. Again, I cannot stress how incredibly harsh this was. Kim, who had made the lift and dropped it and celebrated because she was like, I've just got bronze medal. She then burst into tears while still on the platform. It was just agonizing to watch. The jury's harsh calls are just destroying her Olympic medal dreams right in front of her eyes. And she sort of does come across as one of those lifters for whom a perfect lockout kind of just seems almost biomechanically impossible. And so she ended up missing the lift. It was just devastating to see her miss out on a medal. I can't recall a single other competition where her performance wouldn't have netted her a bronze medal. But, you know, kick out the press out, that's all I'm saying.
Owen, Seb, and myself, we have this triad of weightlifting content providers on YouTube. And we want to start a movement called Kick Out the Press Out. Hashtag Kick Out the Press Out. I think for the advancement of this sport, for this sport to continue to grow and change and progress, leaving behind the archaic years of the past, I think that the press out needs to be fucking gone. It needs to be ousted. I can't show you guys videos of the Olympics and these really rough calls, or else I will get copyrighted. However, what I'm going to do is make a compilation of these videos and put it up on YouTube and just see if I get copyright struck. Be on the lookout for that. And I'm fired up. Like, it's just silly. It's just so silly. It's not unpure. This is like this elitism clause that you just always run into in weightlifting. It's like, well, we're not strongman. Because you see a bunch of guys in strongman, right? They do like the log clean and jerk or the axle clean and jerk. And they are pressing the bar out and all of that shit. And whatever. But the reality is to absolutely refine the jerk, the split jerk, to absolutely refine the snatch, your technique has to be so sound that you will not be able to press the bar. And if you do something that's like completely inconsequential, that should be allowed. But to say that we might start seeing guys who just have horrible overhead positions and just pressing the bar or whatever, if someone stands with the bar completely raised over their head and the crowd is facing them and it's the Olympics, that should be a made lift, no matter what. Anyways, that's all I got to say. That was my rant today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Better than the day that these lifters who have had lifts taken from them, better than their day.